Oh, what's up, dude? We're going out to New York, and you want to come? We're gonna go out there because you know, it's 1999, and we're gonna go see some boobs and see Korn. Korn's gonna be there, man. So you should totally come. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure what I'm doing, like, just in general, not just with my life, but like in total.
The past is sacred. I found more than I expected.
All right, before we get there to where the bit was, let's take a trip back to 1969. Peace, love, music, unwashed hippies everywhere. They're all getting high, deodorant's optional. It has been well and truly replaced by the scent of patchouli and unwashed booty hole. This is Woodstock 1969, promoter Michael Lang's first ever concert. It was also the first Woodstock, the original, the blueprint, the festival that defined the 60s, Jimi Hendrix playing the Star-Spangled Banner, acid was a buck, people dancing in the rain, and of course, full frontal nudity, which is why we're all here today watching this video. Okay, but if you want to learn more about that, head over to the video I made about 1969. It's not a bad video, okay? But we're gonna skip forwards, all right? So come along, come along. I fully stole this bit from Big Tug. We're going to 1994, everybody. Here we are in 1994. Woodstock number 2. Lang and his associates try again. They try to recapture that magic, baby, but what happened? It rained. It rained a lot, okay? It, like Vietnam War levels of rain with somehow more mud. Acts on stage getting absolutely pelted. People broke the fence down, snuck in for free. I mean, it happens realistically, but I'm keen. Like, you know, like if we're going to sneak into a festival, call me Zach Alsop. Right? No, you guys won't know who that is. He's another YouTuber who's way more famous than me who sneaks into places like Eric. You guys don't know who Eric is either? It's chill. I'll stay over here. But at least the music was good. Okay, 9 Inch Nails, Aerosmith, Metallica, Sheryl Crow. Okay, so maybe not all of it was good, but you know, most of it was all right. And no one set anything on fire.
Hey, man. Hey, let me ask you a personal question. How many people here really like NSYNC?
Woodstock 99. Oh boy, you guys are in for a treat. Oh my God. If you guys haven't seen that documentary on Netflix, definitely check it out. Don't pause the video though. Watch the video, then go watch the documentary. You know what? I shouldn't have said anything. If 1969 was about peace and love, and the 1994 was about muddy anarchy throwing shit at the stage, 99 was full-blown Armageddon. This festival in hindsight was way less about the music and more about unleashing that late 90s Chad-fueled testosterone. I don't even think you could call it a festival. It was like a 3-day-long riot where Limp Bizkit and Korn were the soundtrack. Okay, so here's what me and you are gonna do. We are going to create a festival together. We're gonna create the worst festival in the world. Come along. So let's follow their blueprint and see how we can turn our festival into a post-apocalyptic fucking wasteland. First, you need a terrible location. So instead of a peaceful farm in the idyllic countryside, rolling meadows and lots of room for everybody to run around, how about we get an army base? Miles and miles of concrete and tarmac. Right? Oh, I forgot to mention, we're going to run the festival in July in the USA. So 40-degree days, okay? 40 degrees Celsius, 100-degree days Fahrenheit. So that tarmac is just going to absorb all of the sun and make everyone really fucking sweaty for no reason. So essentially, our 250,000 patrons are going to be standing in a frying pan surrounded by 90s shirtless frat bro energy. So I'm excited. It's going to be great. Okay, but next we need some money, right? Obviously, we can't run this without money. The tickets are barely enough to cover the act, so we have to gouge these people somehow. Not like 1969, okay? Forget that festival. That was free food and soup kitchens and good vibes and people were helping each other out. We don't want that for 1999. No. We want a nice big fat paycheck, baby. Let's go. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take bottles of water that cost $1 US and we're going to make them $4 US, which in today's money is $8 US, which works out to be roughly $16 New Zealand. So $16 for a bottle of water at a festival. What the fuck, man? Anyway, back to the story. So that's how we're making money. We're making money by selling ridiculously overpriced bottles of water. Also, we're gonna run out of water way too quickly, and the only other place that has rights to sell any drinks on site, apart from beer companies, is Coca-Cola. So, you know, the brown sugary liquid makes you more dehydrated the more you drink. This stuff right here. Yum. Cool. So just so everyone's clear, we're going to charge the same amount for one single bottle of water that you could probably get 1.5 Big Mac combos for back in 1999. Just so we're all clear on the pricing. Right, we have a terrible location. We're gouging the shit out of our customers. Now we need acts. We need the right acts for the time. It's 1999. What did everyone like in 1999? I've got an idea. How about the biggest nu metal acts in the world and a shitload of rock, just because. We want as much testosterone and ball soup as we can at our festival. Yeah, it's gonna, yeah. Fuck off. 250,000 young people. All right, let's get Metallica. Let's get Korn. Let's get Limp Bizkit. Let's get Rage Against the Machine. Let's get the Chili's. Let's see what the Chili's are doing. Let's get Kid Rock. I know, hot take. Let's get Kid Rock. And also let's get Creed. In 26 years time, they're gonna make some sort of ironic comeback on a mobile phone app. What's a mobile phone app? Get Creed because they're really popular amongst the youth. Right, so we have the nu metal acts and the rock acts. What else do we need? Diversity. Diversity, I think. Let's get DMX and Ice Cube. And oh, that's it. Just DMX and Ice Cube. Okay, white guys are gonna be stoked. We're also gonna get James Brown. He's refusing to go on until he gets paid in full, and we don't have that kind of money right now. Sick. Okay. Oh no, he does play. Great. For 30 minutes less than we had contractually agreed. Okay. White dudes are gonna be stoked. All right, so we've overcooked the white male market. We have as much diversity as 1999 could afford us. So what about we get something for the ladies? I'm thinking Alanis Morissette, Sheryl Crow, and seriously, that's all? That's all we get? Oh, what the fuck? White dudes are gonna be stoked. Right, that's quite enough of that. Let's talk about the garbage situation that took over Woodstock 99. By the end of day one, the place looked like a recycling plant had exploded. People were wading like knee deep through plastic bottles, plastic cups, and cardboard. The festival organizers thought a cleanup crew was more optional than it needed to be. Nowadays, they just get volunteers, but back in the 90s, no one could be tricked into doing that bullshit work for no reason. A bunch of do-gooders, some of which who were at the original 69 festival, went around and handed out garbage bags. Those garbage bags were quickly used for parries, and if you don't know what parries are, don't Google it. I don't even think it's known out of New Zealand. You know what? I shouldn't have said anything. It's too late to cut it out now. By the end of day one, you literally could not see the floor at the army base. This was only a 3-day festival, by the way. 3 days. Wyclef Jean took the stage, right, and played the Star Spangled Banner and said, as soon as I'm finished the Star Spangled Banner, you guys can throw up on stage as many plastic bottles as you want. And it just hailed plastic bottles. By the end of day two, the place looked disgusting and the stage was apparently sticky as Now, if Woodstock 69 was about peace and love, then 99 was probably unchecked male aggression. The lineup should have been a red flag straight off the bat, okay? Korn, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, all amazing bands, don't get me wrong. Well, you know, Metallica. When you mix thousands of drunk, angry, pent-up dudes, aggressive nu metal, and virtually zero security measures, it's gonna go wrong. Like, this is, I don't understand why they weren't fucking thinking about this in the first place. Right, so all of that shit considered, the festival itself had been actually pretty tame up until that point. And baby, we're just getting started. There were so many reports of SA, dude. Holy fuck, no one was safe at this place. Some people took the theme as like a carbon copy overall of Woodstock, right? So there was people just walking around, box out, he's out, just having a good time. Men had their pork swords jiggling in the breeze, okay? Women were just, you know? But then you have entitled frat lord fuckwits who get way too drunk and decide to cop a feel. That's not fucking okay, dude. That's never been okay. Some of these women were assaulted in broad daylight and security did nothing. There were even reports of some security members joining in, bro. What the fuck? In strolls Limp fucking Bizkit. Fred Durst in his backwards hat. Fred Durst and his, look, they're not the same hats. Look, I understand the irony. Backwards hats for him are different for backwards hats for me. Anyway, he starts the set off and people are barely holding it together as it is, okay? The mosh pit's going crazy. It's like a wave of sound going way out to the back of the show. He'd been told to try and calm them down multiple times, but Fred Durst being Fred Durst doesn't give a fuck about anybody except Fred Durst. So guess what they played? That's gonna, like, you know, make people lose their minds and potentially start destroying their environment. break stuff. Yeah. People got to a point during their set where they were ripping the plywood boards off of the fences and the surrounding area of the sound desk and using them as makeshift surfboards, putting them up on top of the crowd and then seeing how long they could stand before someone dumped them off. People are smashing into it, trying to get into the music booth. They were already lighting fires at this point and treating it like the fucking purge. All while being safely dressed in 3/4 cargo shorts and wallet chains. You know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. MTV literally pulled their crew of VJs out. VJs, for those of you who were born before the year 2000, are video DJs. So they would be on MTV and they would introduce music videos instead of being like a DJ on the radio where they introduce songs. Okay? Is everybody learning something today? I hope so. But the fact that it was too dangerous for MTV is fucking wild because they got up to some shenanigans back in the day. And the festival organizers, instead of copping responsibility and just being like, you know what?
Yeah, guys, sorry, we fucked up.
They fully told everybody that everything was fine and that the festival was going super well. We're on track to make profit. Everyone's having a great time. Oh, what the fuck? Now shit's getting dire. I mentioned right at the start that when we started this festival, we were going to run out of water, didn't I? Yes, we are. And we did. Really, really early on. So people who were still in stock with water started charging up to $12 a bottle. Converting 1999 money to now, that's $24 US, which is $50 for a bottle of water in New Zealand. $50. I'd be willing to rob somebody. I'd be willing to throw hands over that. Instead of being dehydrated, I'm just swanging. The taps at the water refilling stations had also stopped working. So instead of calling for them to get fixed, patrons just started breaking them with trash cans, creating a constant fountain of water that was spilling out right next to the already overflowing portaloos. I think you see where this is going. The water obviously mixed with the overflowing toilets and made this disgusting shit-infested mud. And what did the young Americans do next to the shit-infested mud? Let's play a little game. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of this particular game show that I don't have a name for yet. We're going to play the game, How Dumb Are Young Americans? When the water they were drinking and bathing in was infected with human shit and human piss, did the young Americans A, stay away from the clearly disgusting water and wash their hands in the medical tent, B, fix the piping so it was safe for other patrons who didn't have water or shelter remaining, or C, wallow around in the mud, cover themselves in fecal matter, and then also start pelting the stage with it? If you guessed C, you were fucking right. What in the goddamn It got to the point where the water pipes under the ground were also broken, so any of the shit and piss was going back into the water system and then shooting out the pipe, and people were drinking this water, brushing their teeth with it, washing themselves with it. E. coli, parasitic diseases, people started getting fevers and passing out, plus the sunstroke, and people were just getting really sick straight away from drinking shit-infested water, and they were doing nothing about it. I need to sit down. Oh my God. Okay, that was a little bit aggressive there. All right, this happens. It happens. Whew. Americans, man, they really get under my skin. It's wild. Right the fucko. So by the end of day 3, things were so bad, they decided that it was a good idea. Well, no, Michael Lang, rest in peace, decided it was a good idea to hand out tens of thousands of candles to these already wound up people, plus something to light them with, because they were going to have a peaceful candlelit vigil right at the end of the Red Hot Chili Peppers set, and they were going to wave them around in the crowd. It was going to be a big thing of unity, and everything was going to be fine. It wasn't fine. It wasn't fine. They set everything on fire. They set fires to everything they could. Vendor tents, porta potties, parts of the stage. The Red Hot Chili Peppers at this point decided it would be a really good idea to play Fire by Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if you heard that song, but it's got the word fire in it a lot. But at this point, the Red Hot Chili Peppers couldn't care less. They were being paid a ridiculous amount of money to be there for a start, and Flea already had his out, butt ass naked on stage, just having a great time. When it was all over and the fires had been put out, it looked like that scene in Terminator 2, you know, the one where Sarah Connor's standing next to the chain link fence. Lawsuits flew, investigations were open, and the hopes and dreams of Woodstock died in a pile of ash and broken beer bottles strewn throughout an Air Force base that was yet to be cleaned. Oh yeah, there were deaths too. Literal deaths. 3 of them. Allegedly not directly related to... Oh no. One person died in the pit. They got crushed. Another person died of heat exhaustion, and another person suffered a cardiac arrest after they left the festival or got hit by a car leaving the festival. It's spotty. Anyway, there were deaths. So what did we learn? Never have a festival on a concrete slab. Okay, that's probably number 1. Don't have it in the middle of July. in the US. It's fucking hot. Don't price gouge people. Another good point. Don't fucking do that. And maybe if your crowd is thousands of angry shirtless guys listening to Limp Bizkit, maybe tone it down ever so slightly, okay? Don't expect Fred Durst to respect the peace and love vibe either. Fuck that guy heaps, bro. New videos every fortnight until I become a full-time YouTuber. I don't even know if that's ever gonna happen, but I like doing this. So if you like watching it, subscribe, hit like, comment something. If you've got to this far in the video, comment Fred Durst. We'll just see how many times we can get that commented before the video gets banned. All right, peace and have a good day.
The past is sacred. I found more than I expected.